Hello, welcome to my living room. My name is Howard Primer, and this is the Primer on Housing. It is my hope that when you sit down with me in my living room or in other places over time, we will have an open and honest conversation about what's really taking place with housing and why we are so frustrated and in fear over the future of housing. We all recognize that there's nothing more fundamental to our needs, next to food, of course, than our ability to provide adequate and comfortable housing for those we love or for ourselves. But we're finding ourselves in a position where we feel very, very much conflicted by the choices we're allowed to make, the problems we're seeing around us, the fear that the market may be changing about housing. There may even be a crisis yet coming in the future. We find ourselves reading headlines almost on a daily basis about what's going on with housing and the fact that it's not affordable any longer and that there's an enormous number of people that are homeless because of it. We find ourselves talking to one another and asking the most fundamental questions: are we doing this correctly? And I'm telling you that I'm committed to answering those questions with you. So I'm hoping that you'll join me in the days and weeks ahead so that we can go together on this journey down a path towards finding the most appropriate housing that meets your needs and meets my family's needs as well. So I'd like you to join me on this journey. I'd like you to spend your time visiting me on a regular basis. I'd like you to make notes in the comment section below and give me the benefit of your hopes, your dreams, your fears, your aspirations, and let me know what I can spend time researching for you so that I can give you a productive answer to your questions about your needs and the needs of your family and what we can do as individuals and as society to do something better about that. I know this business. I know housing. I've lived in my own homes. I've rented apartments. I've owned and operated apartment complexes. I've owned and operated student housing. I've been involved in the housing industry for most of my adult life. And most recently, for the last 20 years, I've been doing it with a compelling sense of passion for the purpose of housing. And I know through experience that this can be done better. So it's my hope, no, it's more than my hope, it's my expectation that I can work with you to find a better answer, that I can work with you to look into things that are wrong and make them right. I can work with you to find a way to describe housing in the manner that you believe it should be, not the way it's being done now. Unfortunately, at the moment, housing is all about the people who are the providers looking for a transaction to complete their business model. Unfortunately, as it is now, those of us who are the buyers feel we don't have any choice. And I refer to us as the community because that's ultimately what we want. We want to be a part of a community. We don't want to chase housing. We don't want to drive across the county in order to get to work. We don't want to wake up in the morning fearful that we can't afford to make our payments for all the other things we want to do with our life and still meet our housing budgets. We do want to find a better answer, and we can do that together. So you're one of three types of people. You may actually be one of only one type of person, and that is the same person that I am, that you're committed to, eager for, and anxious to live in a housing environment that is suitable for your expectations and builds you into a community of people where there's a social context that fulfills your life. But there's also a group of us, like me, for much of my past 20 years, that are also the providers of housing, that were committed to the idea of making housing available to others. And in those 20 years, I spent a great deal of my time devoting my efforts and working with my team to make housing much more than just four walls, a ceiling, and let me restate that, 4 walls, a ceiling, and a floor. I'm sorry. So the point of this conversation is we want something better, and the answer is we can have something better. There is no doubt in my mind that we can, but we must join together and work together to find a better solution. And if you're a provider of housing, I know your ambition is not only to provide a transaction that completes your business model, but actually to make other people's lives better. So as a provider, you're committed like I was. as a person who's a part of the community, you're committed. And most importantly, there's a group of people that are sitting in the middle that walk in both of those camps, and those are the people that I refer to as the professional managers. They're the answer to our solution. They're the way we can find a better community, because they can devote themselves to making it better if we give them permission to make it better. And I will work with you and with them to make that possible. So I look forward to hearing from you. Please sign up for my newsletter. Give yourself an opportunity to know what I'm up to, how often I'll be talking with you, and let's work together to make housing something remarkable that meets our expectation of quality of life, because that's what we really want. So thank you for being here. Again, sign up and subscribe to this website, to this YouTube channel, so that you can have an opportunity to hear what I'm doing and when I'm doing it. And if you hit the bell, you'll be able to get an email notice when my YouTubes come up, so you'll know about them. I plan to be with you every Thursday at a minimum. I plan to do this with a sincere earnestness that will keep us working together towards a solution that I know can be achieved. I intend to make my presence known in every walk of life, in every part of our society, in front of the regulators, and I was one once, in front of the people who make the decisions about financing housing, because I've worked with them quite a bit through the life of my housing business career. I know we can work together and make this better. I know you want that as much as I want that, and please join me in doing this. Again, leave your comments below. Tell me what you really would like me to cover, what you really are most concerned about, what you would hope that we could do as our first and our second chapter of this effort. Leave your comments below and make me understand what you believe is being done correctly and why it's being done correctly. But whatever we do it together. So please sign up, please subscribe, please join me in this journey, and we will make housing far more better than it is right now. Thank you.